If you run a small charity or grassroots organization in the UK, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is chasing only the huge, obvious funders everyone else is applying to. Because the reality is this. Some of the best opportunities are quietly sitting in smaller trusts and foundations that many organizations completely overlook. So in this video, I want to walk you through 5 UK funders that small charities often ignore, but absolutely should be paying attention to. And trust me, some of these are far more accessible than people realize. First is the Alan Lane Foundation. Now this is not one of those flashy funders everyone talks about online, but grassroots organizations should seriously pay attention to them. They tend to support smaller organizations working with marginalized or disadvantaged communities, especially where larger funders may overlook the issue entirely. What I personally like about Alan Lane is that they often focus on people society forgets. That can include refugees, asylum seekers, isolated women, young people facing exclusion, mental health support, prison-related work, and minority communities. And unlike many larger trusts, they are often open to supporting core costs and salaries, which is incredibly important for small organizations trying to stay sustainable. A lot of charities ignore Alan Lane because the process feels more relationship-driven and less instant. But honestly, that can work in your favor if your work is genuine and community-led. Next is the Headley Foundation. This one is massively overlooked by grassroots charities. They support smaller charities working with young people, disabled people, carers, older people, and socially excluded communities. Now their grants are not usually massive. But that's exactly the point. Small grants can unlock much bigger opportunities later. A £5,000 or £10,000 grant can help your organization pilot a project, build evidence, strengthen case studies, and position yourself for larger funders afterwards. Too many charities jump straight to 6-figure applications without building a funding track record first. That's a mistake. Third is the Clothworkers Foundation. Now many organizations assume this funder only supports buildings or equipment. But actually, they support a wide range of charitable work where organizations are directly improving lives within communities. This can include community centers, disability support, youth services, mental health work, homelessness support, and domestic abuse services. What makes Clothworkers particularly useful is that they understand practical needs. So if your organization genuinely needs equipment, refurbishment, vehicles, or infrastructure to deliver services properly, this is one to explore carefully. A lot of charities ignore capital-style funding because they focus only on program delivery grants. That's a huge missed opportunity. Number 4 is the 4. This one is especially interesting for smaller charities and social enterprises that are trying to grow. The 4 focuses heavily on organizations that are making a genuine difference but may not yet have huge infrastructure behind them. And what makes them different is that they often provide more than money. They can also offer strategic support, mentoring, access to networks, and growth support. And honestly, many grassroots organizations need that just as much as funding itself. Because sustainable growth is not only about grants. It's also about leadership, systems, and capacity. And finally, one many charities barely talk about online, the 29th May 1961 Charitable Trust. This funder quietly supports work linked to poverty, education, youth, social welfare, and disadvantaged communities. And because they are not constantly promoted everywhere, many smaller charities don't even know they exist. That's why researching beyond the obvious names matters so much. Sometimes the best opportunities are the quietest ones. And honestly, that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned working in funding. The truth is, many charities keep competing in overcrowded spaces because they only apply to the funders everyone else is talking about. But some of the strongest opportunities sit within smaller trusts that genuinely care about grassroots impact and community-led work. So before your next application, spend time researching beyond the obvious names. And if you want more practical UK funding guidance, funder breakdowns, and charity growth support, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I also share funding insights, strategy guidance, and support through my website, thegrantmaven.com. And let me know in the comments, which overlooked UK funder do you think more charities should know about?